Alright guys, sorry about that. I think we're okay now. Can y'all hear me? Sorry guys, that was frustrating. I had connection and for some reason it just didn't want to do it. So I think we're okay right now. I'm gonna hang out here next to this town. I had to drive almost all the way back to that place I got gas. So I'm gonna hang out right here. And we're gonna just watch this storm. I'm gonna tell El Reno. Oh, sorry, that was frustrating. Give it another minute or two. If y'all want to go back to the other videos where it's tried to load it again and tell everyone I'm back. Hopefully it'll last. That was frustrating. I had data and for some reason my computer just didn't want to recognize it. Yes, Necco's wafers makes it better. I need Necco's right now. Necco's wafers and having my chips. So I have a box of chocolate. Just they're all chocolate Necco's, and it is the greatest. Chocolate is my favorite one. If anything, we're gonna get a nice lightning storm, so that's good. Hey, Brandon. Brandon was an old TRC guy. He was one of our affiliates. Rebuilding the channel, Brandon. See if I can get out more. If I can get it monetized and stuff, I'll try to get out more and come on out here. Look at the moon right above this storm. Chocolate toothpaste sounds good. Yep. All right, let's talk El Reno. El Reno, I'll do my El Reno story, and then I'm gonna get moving because I gotta be driving. I'll be out late. That's all right. Yeah, there's the moon. If you want to wonder why it's so light out, the moon's out. All right, El Reno. So for those who don't know, I'm a pastor, and so you're gonna hear some kind of religious stuff, I guess you could say. It plays a story in a lot of the things that happen in El Reno. So it makes me feel like, you know, I survived that for a reason. And you know, it was hard to it was a difficult experience to go through and lesson to learn, but yeah. So anyways, El Reno, me and another Chase buddy, Brandon Hammonds, he's in Nebraska. Not Brandon here, who's in the chat. Thanks, Charm, appreciate it. Yeah, let everyone know that I'm back in here, and hopefully, I know we had 150 before I lost connection, and yeah. Oh well, we'll just get going. The 27 who are here, I'm thankful for, and we'll go ahead and tell the El Reno story. And man, lightning's really getting going over here. So this is starting to shelf out. You can see that's a shelf cloud. These two storms connected, forming a little shelf. Yeah, this shelved out. Look at that. Kind of cool. Anyways, yeah, so let's talk about El Reno. Me and Brandon Hammonds, we saw the forecast for the day. We do our own forecast and everything. SPC went high risk. Everything was just off the charts this day. We knew it was going to be big. We knew, you know, if things formed, there was a bit of a cap, but we knew if things formed, it'd be big. How about that? We get to talk about El Reno and we get a lightning show. Anyways, so we went down there. We drove down from Nebraska. I came down from Omaha. That's where I used to live. And we took the probe with me. It was a Brandon, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't Brian buy it? I think Brian bought my probe when I was leaving. Anyways, yeah, so that was the probe. So we had that. We had I'm getting a little bit of rain here, but it's all right. Anyways, we took the probe. We went down there. I had the stream. Like I said, I think we broke TVN that day because we had well over. I want to say, I know we had at least 10,000 viewers that day. Maybe it might have been pushing 20. I don't remember, but it was like some crazy numbers. And TVN, you know, they're trying to keep afloat because of all their, you know, they have to pay for all the servers. Think of them being YouTube and paying for all those servers. They didn't have ad revenue and things like that YouTube has to keep building servers. So that's why they pulled the plug. It was just too costly, but it was so popular. So anyways, YouTube is a way to keep going. So anyways, we went down there and we set up just pretty much El Reno. Like everything screamed El Reno. It was a bullseye. And I remember we were in Yukon, Brandon and I, and we went to a Home Depot, and we were kind of sitting there, and the people were coming out. It was a bright sunny day. There was a little bit of CU field, cumulus field. It was a bright sunny day, and people were like, "Oh, storm chasers, what's going on here?" And they're like, "Yeah, you're not going to want to be here in a few hours." Like, they're like, "Well, what should we do?" And I was like, "You should probably go home." Like, seriously, like, this is going to be massive if it goes. And sure enough, later, like, it was hot, I remember, and it started building. And Yeah, it started building, and they started off with 3 cells together. Now, everybody knows, and here's where it starts getting into kind of like, I feel like God protected me in a way to call me to be a pastor. So let me give you some background. I was at a church, I was interning, and I felt called to be a pastor of a church. I felt that was a call, but I was also real into storm chasing. Like I said, I had the Weather Channel had offered to do some kind of a storm series. I believe he did it. When I turned it down, I believe they did it with the late Kelly Williamson, if y'all remember him. Anyways, I ended up chasing that day, and I felt the tear between going to seminary and being a pastor and staying in storm chasing, and because I was making money with the Weather Channel, I was making money streaming for WOWT in Omaha, and I tried to be on every single tornado because it was income possibility. Plus with the TVN, I had a following, and that was great. And so, man, great lightning. Anyways, we went down there, and I was really wrestling. Should I go to seminary, or should I, just stay and chase? My wife didn't like me chasing a ton, so she lets me do little, vacations like this and stuff. But when I was doing it in Nebraska, I was gone a lot. And anyways, I was wrestling with, do I keep doing this? And I loved it, but it took me away from home. Or do I go to seminary? I knew I was being called to seminary, but I just said, I'll put it off. I could do it later. So anyways, that's the background. So I knew, and I was still trying to chase. Well, this event was kind of, if you're familiar with Martin Luther had kind of like a coming to God experience in a thunderstorm. And he prayed that God would let him survive in the midst of lightning showering all around him. He said, if you let me survive, then I will commit my life to the monastery. And anyways, he ended up doing that. My undergraduate degree kind of has nothing to do with what I'm doing now. My undergraduate degree was at Texas Tech, was geology. I was actually a geology major with an atmospheric minor. And the goal was eventually to go to meteorology school. But I decided against that, and I decided to go to seminary later. Anyways, we went down to El Reno, and sorry, having some echoes. We went down to El Reno, and there was 3 storms that fired. Now, everybody knows, and we even saw a little bit of this today. The southern storm will become the dominant storm, and that's the best storm to take to become tornado warned. And the reason is because the inflow isn't going to be obscured by the other storms. But for some reason that day, the northern storm looked better to me, and I thought it was going to take over. So what do? I go to the northern storm. And this is against all my wisdom and experience. For some reason, and again, I'm looking at God and his providence here, did not have me be where I wanted to be. And for some reason, it was through going and choosing the northern storm. That was the first judgment error that I normally do not make. But for some reason, it just looked better to me at that time. Anyways, that was the first thing that happened. The next thing that happened was, obviously the storms grew. The southern storm took over. Wow, beautiful lightning. There's a little lowering right there. I'm just gonna put the camera right there. Anyways, the southern storm started growing, which means I was out of position. So there was an option that I typically do, and I already did one today, if you guys remember. I core punched a storm, going through the hail core to get underneath the updraft. The thing about it is when you do that, you put yourself front face with a tornado if a tornado is already happening. So it's dangerous to do it, and but it's the best way to get in position if you're out of position. I could have done that, and you can ask Brandon. Brandon was with me, and we talked about it. And there was something we were going to core punch. It was going to be, we were thinking probably baseball-sized hail at this point, but the radar was saying there's probably a tornado. At this point, the funnels are dancing in the field. We didn't know that at that time. We got on it late because of this. So, anyways, we're there and we're out of position. So how do we get back into position? The quick way would be to core punch the storm and be right in front of the area, which would have been the quick way, but obviously a very, very, very dangerous way, especially if a tornado was in progress, which it was. So what did we do? We decided to drive all the way around the storm. Meanwhile, tornadoes are starting to form. We started hearing reports, and by the time we got there, so that's two things that happened that I normally don't do. One, I normally am very aggressive and I core punch. You guys already saw me do that today. The other thing is and that's usually when I know what's going on. El Reno, there was just something that held me back, and I feel like at that point God really just said, hey, you're gonna hold back because I have something else for you to do in your life. Anyways, from there I basically went around the storm, and we finally get in front of the storm and we realize we can't see it, so we think it's rain wrapped. And at this time we had an option to we were going to go on, I forgot the highway that goes from Yukon to El Reno. We could get on that highway and blast right in front of it. The storm's moving, so there's things in El Reno that happen. One, you have the river, so if you get cut off by the river with a tornado coming at you, you're trapped, you're screwed. So that was into consideration. The other thing was, the other option is you don't have a lot of exits, so you need to exit in order to turn around on the highway, and you don't have a lot of exits. So there was this portion where you had to commit and just keep going until you reach this exit, and the storm was pretty much nearing that time, so I didn't feel comfortable doing that. So we were going to go south. Now, I don't know if you guys heard about everybody who went south. The thing about south is it was clear air. Sometimes you think if you can see clear air, that's the safe distance to go. That's where you should go. The thing is, that's where the tornado feeds. The whole storm feeds off that air. So that's the direction the storm moved. And it was moving, at this point, highway speeds, 60 miles an hour. So remember, I'm putting a probe in the middle of the tornado. I want to be in its path, and I want to get out of the way. And so, one, I made the first mistake. I chose the northern storm when I normally always choose the southern storm. Second, I didn't core punch like I normally do, and I went around, so that made me late on the tornado. By the time we get to the tornado, we're looking at it and we're like, you know what? This is rain wrapped. We can't see it. It's in there. Little did we know at that time the whole thing was a tornado. If there's this video I have now, I haven't really fully gone back and edited my El Reno video, and part of it is because it's going back and reliving a lot of that stuff too. By the way, if you're wondering, no, that's not a tornado, that's rain wrapped right in front of me there. That looks kind of like a tornado, I know, but it's not. It's just rain. That'd be cool. Anyways, not a tornado, so don't freak out about that. I might turn the car because there's a little lowering on the northern storm. The southern one, actually, that's funny. I'm telling the story about southern storms taking over, and the northern storm takes over right now. Oh yeah, there might be a funnel on that thing. What in the world? Watch this lightning when you see. Looks like there's a funnel. I'm gonna turn off my lights. I know it's darker over here, but there's more action coming over here. Y'all see that? All right, so anyways, I chose the southern storm, so I'm out of position. 2, I chose the, turn off my flashers. I chose the southern storm, so I'm out of position. Or I chose the northern storm, so I'm out of position. 2, I chose, I didn't core punch the storm. So again, I'm out of position. And this might actually go severe, guys. This is looking pretty good. Sorry, I'm getting distracted from my story. So anyways, that's what I did. I missed that storm. And by the time we got to it, it was a 2.6 mile wedge. Okay. Now, when we were looking at it, we were like, you know what? We can drive south. We found this road, and this road was a dirt road, but this road was something to where, wow, this is a nice little lightning show. This road was something that it was definitely passable, it was definitely workable, but the thing about it was we were going to get directly in the path. And so I said, hey Brandon, you know what? Let's go on this road. We're going to get in front of it. Now, granted, we're going to get hit by that rain, but I'm sure we'll see the tornado before we get hit by it. Little did I know, the entire thing of that rain that we were looking at was the tornado. It was just so big. We were sitting there looking at it, and normally when you look at a wedge and it's rain wrapped, you can see one of the edges wrapped in rain. Okay? So at this point, we could see a violent right edge. And usually when it's wrapped in rain, you can't see the left edge. But we could see what looked to be a violent left edge. And so we were like wondering what's going on, but it all looked like rain. It looked like this big mass. I'm gonna roll down my window and I'm gonna take a photos with my night settings on and see if I can get an idea of this. I might have a cop coming to check on me. Anyways, guess he didn't. Let me take a photo real quick. Anyways, so that's basically what was happening. And so I missed that, we looked at it and we're like, yeah, we're gonna get hit by that rain. We're gonna get hit by that rain for sure, but we'll see the tornado before we actually do it. Little did we know, that whole thing was the tornado. Now, I'll recap a bit and recap what actually happened during all these things that were taking place. And it's fascinating. So anyways, after this, I am somewhere in Montana, Brandon, right now. I'm just chasing. I'm headed back to Washington soon, so doing some chasing in the meantime. Anyways, you can see my spotter network icon and see exactly where I am. Okay, so that's basically what we would have seen, right? We would have seen, we would have been able to, we were going to get hit by that tornado. We didn't know it was a tornado. We thought it was just rain. It's getting low down there, actually. Anyways, by that time, we were actually looking at a 2.6 mile wedge, and we just saw it and thought it was rain. And if I went south on that road, which I wanted to do, we would have been killed. Now here's where it starts getting crazy, because I started looking back on everything after everything happened. Wow, that was awesome. I started looking back at everything after everything happened and was like, how in the world did all this come? There's no other explanation. So anyways, we decided to take the road. And we know we're gonna get hit by the rain, but little did we know the rain wasn't the tornado. The whole thing was a tornado, we just didn't know it. And so, anyways, we start going down on the road, right into the path of this tornado that's coming at us 60 miles an hour. And we don't know that. And I go maybe a quarter mile, and for some reason, I'm never gonna know why, but for some reason, there was a sign on that road that said road closed. It said road closed. And it looked like a perfectly fine road. And I started thinking, well, how far is it closed? Like, how far down? And so I started thinking, well, maybe the bridge is out. If the bridge is out, we're gonna be screwed, and we're gonna be right in the path. And so that actually made me turn around and not go down that road. If I went down that road, we would have been killed. The tornado was at its strongest point, and it was coming at us 60 miles an hour. And little did we know that whole thing was a tornado. We knew we would get hit. We just didn't know that at the time. Meanwhile, I'm getting texts, and I didn't know this till afterwards. People are watching my stream. Oh, there was something interesting right in front of that. I don't know if you guys saw that. I'm gonna zoom in. Okay, there's this red light. Let me use that as my focal point. There is something interesting low, way in the distance. I'm gonna have to move. There's a car coming at me. One second, guys. All right, so anyways, I'm there, and if I went on that road, I would have been killed. Anyways, I went back to figure out why was that road closed sign there? Like, why was, like, what happened? Was there construction? Was the road, was that bridge out? We went back. That sign was gone. Now, granted, it could have blown away in the tornado. Or, I don't know. I can't explain it. But I went back to do some research on why would they close that road? And there was nothing about why that road would have been closed. There was no construction. There was no bridge out. So yeah, the stream is up, guys. It's just, there's just light. We're just looking at lightning right now. So just be patient with it. We're just having a lightning side chat. So it's not a fireside chat, it's a lightning side chat. Maybe that's a new thing we'll do. anyways, this storm is gaining strength, and it was starting to look pretty good there for a little bit. So anyways, we decided to bail. And what's in my mind, what happened a week before was Moore, Oklahoma, the EF5 that went through Moore, Oklahoma. And what went through my mind was I-35 was jam-packed. And what happened was it was jam-packed, but people, like, it was a standstill. And we had an EF5 tornado come and kill people on that highway. And that was in my mind, thinking, what in the world is this going to happen again? And so I told Brandon, I said, let's bail. We need to drive south, get out of the way, and let's go through Oklahoma City now, because I don't want to get stuck in that. Little did I know, the meteorologist at Oklahoma City got online and told everybody, if you're not on this tornado, El Reno, is 5 times bigger than Moore, Oklahoma, and it's more powerful. And if you're not underground, you're not going to survive. So if you don't have a storm shelter, drive south. So what did that cause? It caused a crazy frenzy in Oklahoma City, and made people drive south, which was my escape route. Everyone and their dog is on the highway now, driving south. And because not everybody has storm shelters there. And so anyways, we decided to get back on the highway, and we dropped my probe, I think on I-40, which ended up getting hit by the El Reno tornado as it came back on the highway. So we dropped the probe, and we bailed into Oklahoma City. Now we're in standstill traffic, and there's a monster tornado coming at us. The entire southern road of I-35 is jam-packed. So there's no rules anymore. It's like apocalyptic now. We're driving through Oklahoma City, and everyone's like fearing for their lives. So what do? We get off of the highway and we start going through neighborhoods. Now at this point, people are going south on the northbound highway too. It's just crazy. Like, there's no rules anymore. Anyways, that happened. And, sorry, a car's coming, so. They're probably gonna ask me if I need help.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm watching the storm.
Oh,
Yeah, thank you though. Nice people here. The second time I've been asked if I was okay. Anyways, we get stuck in this Oklahoma City, so we're driving in the neighborhood. The neighborhoods are packed. Everyone's going south, and we're literally like starting to drive on people's lawns and stuff just to get south. Eventually, Brandon and I realized we're not going to get south. We're going to get hit. Sorry, Neko time. So we realized we're going to get hit. The best thing to do is brace for impact. And I'm in the meantime praying and just thinking, I don't want my wife went on a trip to China for a band concert, and I was just thinking, you know what? I don't want her to see me in a body bag when she gets home. I'm just praying, I want to be home. I don't want to do this anymore. First time in my life I didn't want to storm chase anymore. I was like, this isn't fun anymore. Like, I'm literally being chased and I can't do anything about it. And we have a big, massive tornado coming at us. So anyways, we get next to a wall, and we try to brace for impact. Now, if this is an F5, it's going to tear down that wall. We don't have a chance. So anyways, we realize there's another mezzo that's started to form, and we're in between two mezzos, and we realize the El Reno one's going to hit us. So we brace for impact. We're in my car. Brandon's in the driver's seat. I'm in the passenger seat trying to forecast, tell him where to go and all that. Anyways, that's something that we were just wrestling with and working on, you know, what's going on. And so we're just sitting there. We're both like quiet, just thinking, this is how it's going to end. And anyways, we're not talking much to each other. We're just thinking like, man, this sucks. And in the moment, I'm just thinking, yeah, I want to see my wife again. I don't want to do this anymore. God, please get me out of this. Anyways, yeah, so that's actually what's next to me. That's not a strobe, that's an airport beacon. Yeah, there's a little airport thing there. So anyways, yeah, that's basically what happened. Anyways, you had, I forgot to say, you know, when I'm all over the place because there's multiple things going on and I'm thinking about everything back there. When I was about to take that road south, that would have put me in the path of the tornado, I'm getting multiple texts from people who are watching my stream and seeing my spotter network, and they're saying, Jeff, get out of there, it's not worth it. Like, the velocity was off the chart, and I'm getting those texts, Jeff, get out of there, it's not worth it. Now, I didn't get those texts at the time, I got them afterwards, but that's how people were freaked out about where I was. It was serious. But at the time, we were not sure what we were looking at. It was so big. We thought it was a big rain shaft, massive rain area, kind of like what we showed you on video earlier. The whole thing was a tornado. That was El Reno. So anyways, we get stuck in the city. We're bracing for impact. I stay in the car because I'm like, I'm not going to go in a store and seek shelter. And we have people coming, seeing my car. They're like, oh, you're a storm chaser. What should I do? Where should I go? I was like, I don't know. I was just I felt so helpless. Like, it was like, there's nothing, like, just brace for impact. Like, it was just chaotic. It was like apocalyptic. Anyways, as the tornado came into Oklahoma City, El Reno was so powerful at the time, it started sucking in the rain from its rain shaft area. And by the time we got hit, it was only an EF1. So it really died down in weakness. Now, we definitely got hit by the tornado, and it launched some shopping carts at our car, and it rocked us a bit, but that's about it. I remember right before we got hit, what I did was I turned my car, I was in the passenger seat, and I remember Brandon looking at me. He's like, what are you doing? And I was lowering my seat back all the way. He was like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? I said, we're probably gonna roll a bit when we fly, when the tornado hits us. So that's gonna launch my airbags, and what that's gonna do is it's going to launch the computer at me in my chest, and so I want it to go over my head so it doesn't kill me, the airbag. And I think that just freaked him out, because he was already assuming we were gonna fly and roll, and because I said that. And so after that, we were just silent, and as it hit, we were just like, oh my goodness, I'm just praying. Anyways, it was something that really changed me. So I went back after that. After we survived, we went back and got my probe. And it was flooded, so we had to wait for the flood waters to go down. So my probe got flooded. There was only one camera that really survived, and so I got it, and I put it I haven't put it on YouTube because it's just like a mess of wind. It looks like yesterday, just a bunch of wind and then power goes off and then it gets flooded. So it's not anything like crazy, amazing video or anything. Anyways, yeah, that was frustrating. But yeah, the tornado ended up, when we got hit, was just an F1, and was just really rocked us, because we knew what it was, and we were just thankful what it became. It didn't do the devastation. We were sitting ducks. We were helpless, and so was thousands of others in Oklahoma City. It could have easily, if it maintained its strength, I have no doubt it would have been the world's deadliest tornado and costliest. But, you know, really by God's grace, it died down. So afterwards, we went back and got my probe. And I remember just tracing back in my memory what I wanted to do. I remember I wanted to be on I normally want to be on the southern storm, but for some reason I chose the northern storm. If I was on the southern storm, I would have been in position right from the very beginning. I would have put down the probe, and I probably would have gotten run over because I was a mile away. So the storm starts moving southeast, and then it took a turn to go northeast, and as it's moving southeast, it was a mile wide. I probably would have been a mile away from it at that point to drop my probe. In 30 seconds, it turned to the northeast and expanded from a mile wide to 2.6 miles wide. So if I was where I wanted to be, like if I chose the southern storm and I was where I wanted to be, I would have been a mile away and I would have been engulfed in 30 seconds. So because I made that bad decision for some reason that I normally don't make, I was out of that harm's way for when that happened. And then when I normally core punch, I normally would have core punched, and I didn't. The tornado was starting to expand at that point. So I could have easily core punched right into the tornado, which another thing that kind of saved my life. 1 second, guys. I need to plug something in. The computer might die. Okay. Anyways, so that happened. And sorry, the inverter's a little loud. It has to run my computer right now. I'm gonna turn the brightness low. Anyways, that happened, and after that happened, I missed the tornado. I missed it in the beginning because I chose the wrong storm. The second time I didn't core punch, and that saved my life because I didn't I would have jumped into the tornado. The third time I would have chosen that road and gone south, but for some reason that road closed sign was there, and so that prevented me from going south. And then just being stuck in the middle of in Oklahoma City with a massive tornado coming at me. I couldn't do anything, so all I could do was pray that it would die. And I look back on all that and just see God's hand in protecting me from doing things I normally would have done. And if I did the things I normally would have done, I would have been killed that day. And I look back and just be like, okay, well, God was calling me to seminary, and that was just a wake-up call to say, hey, I know you want to chase, but that's not everything. You're called to be a pastor. And it was after that year I decided, okay, you know what? I'm going to go to seminary. I'm going to go chase. I'm not going to chase anymore. I'm going to go to seminary. And I'll try to do it as a hobby when I can. And so that's kind of what I'm doing. I went to seminary. I'm a pastor. And now I just chase when I take a vacation. Yeah, it's raining a little bit right now. And I look back, and there was someone who did make the decisions I made. And he was an expert, and he was the safest chaser. And you think of Tim Samaras out there. And Tim was doing the exact same thing I was doing. He was dropping a probe in the middle, or a mile away from the tornado. And Tim made the right decision to be on the southern storm. Tim was in front of that tornado, and then it expanded and he couldn't get away. And as you guys know, Carl Jung and his son died in that tornado. And they were the safest chasers out there. And so that made me realize if it could happen to them, it could happen to anybody, no matter how safe you are. If you get the right ingredients with a tornado, it can do things you don't know. Like, I thought I knew a tornado. I can be a mile away and, no, in 30 seconds it can expand to 2.6. Anyways, Tim ended up, they got killed in that tornado, and they were in the position I would have been in. They were doing what I was trying to do, and for some reason, all those reasons I told you, I wasn't in the position I was supposed to be in, that I normally would have been in. And so I look back and just feel like, man, I think God's calling me to go pastor, and I should probably stop butting against that and just go. So now that's what I do. I'm a pastor in Washington, and it's funny because I feel God's moved me as far away as possible from Tornado Alley, but I can take a storm chasing vacation. I can come out here, I can chase, and I love it out there. And it's a nice area. I backpack, I'm in the mountains, I love it. Yeah, so I got to chase one more year after that. So that was 2013. I chased 2014, and that's when we got the Pilger twins and all that. That was my last full year of chasing. After that, I went to seminary, and I only chase, here and there every now and then. And I want to make it something to where I can chase for 2 weeks, a year or something, and just come out the best times and stream. So, yeah. That's the El Reno story. So, anyways, glad I could get that in. Thanks everyone for tuning in and listening to that. Glad we could have a little show here of lightning to watch as well. So that's nice. But I'm gonna continue as long as I have cell service. So I'm gonna start heading on that way. The storm has kind of passed me, and yeah, I'm glad it streamed enough to see that, and we could actually listen to the story. So what I'm going to do is I am going to start driving west. If I lose connection, which I probably will, if you guys want to keep listening and chatting and asking questions, I'm happy to do that as long as I have internet. And so as I drive down this road, I might lose you. And so I want to say thank you for watching, tuning in. If you like what you saw, subscribe. Make sure to hit the alert button so you can be notified when my stream comes back on. I'll turn it back on until no one's watching. I have a long drive, so if y'all want to just stay and watch a little bit, you're welcome to do so. So yeah, I might lose you guys here, and if so, appreciate everyone for watching. If you want to donate to the cause, there's links in the description. If you want to continue chatting with me afterwards, you have the Discord server in the description there. Join the Discord, bring the TRC Chase team or community back together, and we can chat even in the off season. If y'all want to hear just more storm stories, different things like that, if we can get this channel monetized to where, I'd love to continue to build it again and grow it to what, the following it used to have. That would be really cool. So anyways, like, subscribe, pass it on to your friends and stuff, and yeah, I'd love to chat more and stuff, and maybe next time we can have Thomas back out here. I know y'all enjoyed chatting with him. That was fun. He definitely helped me a lot getting the stream and everything going. As you guys saw, I didn't have all the cool little notifications of where we are and what we're doing, and you know, what direction, what state we're in, because I didn't have Thomas with me to help me, so he was helpful. So anyways, glad we could do that though. Glad we could finish the El Reno story while I still had connection. So I'm going to continue, and if you guys want to stay with me, feel free, and I will go ahead and keep the stream on until I lose connection. And I'll would be really cool to stream some music like the good old days. Yeah, Jimmy, thanks for the encouragement. Yeah, I definitely, you know, I'm passionate about the gospel, passionate about my faith, and you know, I can definitely see God's hand in a lot of different things in my life and like to share those things. And if there's anyone who listen, I love to share those things. So I'm glad this could be kind of a little vehicle to share some of those things. But I look back at that El Reno, I just see God protected me in some way, because if I had my way, I would have been in different areas and I probably would have been killed. And so I see that God prevented me from doing that against my own self. I didn't survive that because I was, you know, I made better decisions or anything. I survived that because I feel God had me do different decisions that prevented me from being in the areas I actually wanted to be in. Yeah, sorry, my computer lights is showing there on the reflection of the screen, so sorry about that. Oh yeah, the Discord. So if you go to the old, I'm driving right now so I can't change it. If you go to the old videos that showed today, I updated the Discord description. You can join the Discord chat that way. Let me see if I can find it real quick and put it in the, edit this real quick. I might lose you guys. Data's kind of spotty right now. Yeah, so if I lose you, just go in the old videos and try to go in the old videos and you can click the Discord link there. I'm gonna need to stop here in a bit. I lost a fuse. So my computer's gonna die, so I'm gonna have to Thanks, Lamont. Appreciate that. Yeah, very cool. My computer's about to die, and everything else that I have is pretty much dead. So I think my stream's gonna die here in a bit. I got 8% battery, and I just lost a fuse, so I have to change that fuse. I'll pull over, see if I can do that. But if the stream dies, then yeah. If you want to join the Discord, go to my old videos that I posted earlier today of the live stream and go update it. Yeah, we could continue our chats that way. Here we go. All right, bear with me. I gotta change this fuse real quick. Be right back. If my computer dies, thanks everyone for joining. Got the fuses changed. Alright guys, hopefully everything's working. Let me see if I can change the Discord invite real quick before my computer dies. Did you guys see that, Al? I like that. Apparently they were alive. Refresh the video and the link in the description. You should get an invite. That link should be a valid invite. So click on the link in the Discord and that's the invite. That'll be cool. And if I have to go and accept it, I'll do that later. Later if I have to go back and accept invitations or something. been here watching all day? Let me know if you've been here from the first storm today. Awesome. Very cool. Thanks, guys. Cool. Has the audio been okay? All right, my battery pack is about to die, so I'm gonna lose my computer here shortly. Awesome. Glad to hear the audio was working well. I know that was an issue last time we streamed a couple weeks ago. My camera audio wasn't working for some reason, so we went into Walmart, and it picked up every single vibration, and it was not the greatest. My computer dies, that's all she wrote, guys. I appreciate everyone who's hopped on, especially you guys who stayed on all day. That's awesome. Appreciate the support. Make sure to click the Discord thing and join. I'd love to keep in touch with you guys even when I'm not chasing. Love to build a TRC community again. There's different options: Venmo, PayPal, Cash App that I have listed there. Eventually, I'd love to be qualified for the super chats. I have to get monetized first. I have the subscribers, I need the watch hours since I haven't done anything in a while. So if you guys can help me get there, you know, I'll put out more content even if I can't chase. That'd be cool. Get those super chats going. But yeah, we'll make sure to go and like it on Facebook. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube if you haven't already. Like the videos. I got a biker on my tail. My computer is flashing at me, telling me it's about to die. Don't use super chats, okay? Yeah, Discord, I'm kind of new to Discord, so if anyone does want to help, message me in Discord. I'd love to get it to where it's a nice community where people talk about, you know, storms and forecast, and I'm just kind of new to it, but it seems like a cool thing to use, and it's in an app. So anyone who wants to help with that, anyone who knows about the, you know, mod things that or like little apps where you can put weather related stuff in there, weather notifications. That'd be good. Streamlabs, okay. I'll look into Streamlabs. I'm not too familiar with that. I use a Restream. I don't know if that's similar or whatever that is. But Venmo and Cash App I have, and PayPal. Appreciate it, Lamont. Thanks for joining and being on here. God bless everyone. When my stream dies, or when my laptop dies, the stream will die, everything. So it's been a fun day. I'm glad to have you guys along. It definitely made it more enjoyable to be able to chat and engage. And so yeah. Streamlabs is better than Restream. Okay, that's good to know. I'll look at that. Yeah, I haven't done Twitch or anything. I can look into that too. If there's an audience and if that can be monetized, that'd be something to look for. Anything to kind of grow it more and chase more. Just talk about storms. I can talk about storms in my free time from Washington. I have my YouTube studios all up for my backpacking stuff. I can do storm chasing stuff too. So I'm still in Montana. I'm headed to Missoula for the night. And unfortunately, I'd love to stick around here and chase tomorrow and Friday. And Saturday looks to be a big day in North Dakota, Montana area. But unfortunately, I got to get back home, and I'm supposed to preach on Sunday. Thankfully, I'm a week ahead in my sermon prep. So good to go there. Crystal, so Twitch is what you'd recommend, or I'll look into that. I've never done anything Twitch wise, so I'm not sure how that all works. Is that something you can monetize too? Is that so? If you go to Sermon Audio and you search for Jeff Gonzalez, you can find my sermons that I preach. I preach every week. We have a little YouTube channel too for our church. It's small, but it's a Peninsula Bible Church, Port Angeles. Peninsula Bible Church, Port Angeles. You can see the YouTube and my preaching and everything there. We stream it Sunday morning, so if anyone wants to watch that, we stream. It's a small church, but I like it. I get to know everybody, friendly people. But yeah, we stream it on YouTube, sermonaudio.com, and if you go to peninsulabiblechurch.com, I believe everything's there about that, my church there, and sermons and stuff. You can see there. Laptop's still hanging on for a little bit. That's good to know. It's struggling. It's hanging on. Very cool. Stream gaming stuff. What gaming do you do? When I game, I like to. There's a couple of youth kids that do some gaming, and I go and do that with them every now and then. I do some Fortnite, Brawlhalla. Those are fun things. So the Discord link should be in the description. No, it's called Peninsula Bible Church. I will be preaching, like I'll be a guest preacher at Independent Bible Church in a few weeks. They asked me to preach and fill in for their pastors on sabbatical. But it's in Port Angeles, Washington. And just go to peninsulabiblechurch.com. You'll see our website and everything there. Our YouTube link is on there, I think, too. There's a little ferret or something crossing the road. Yep, any minute now. Let's see, battery is at, oh, it's at 38%, so a little bit longer. The time when I charged it on that, when I charged it on my little power thing before the fuse broke, at least gave it some juice, so got a little bit longer. Still hanging on. Surprisingly, their data's alright right now. Yeah, if y'all want to look at my backpacking channel too, go subscribe to that, Backcountry Renegade. You can see all my hiking, and I do gear reviews on backpacking gear, and that's fun. I don't know if we started a new video or not, but I did update the Discord link, so you can refresh this video and the Discord link should be updated. Awesome, thank you. So there's one storm way out to my west. Looks like I'm gonna drive through it later. But I saw some lightning way out there, but it's not anything significant, just a weak little storm. Make sure to go and like our page on Facebook. Tornado Raiders Chasers. That's what TRC originally stood for TornadoRaiders.com. You know, you had TVN back in the day, that was TornadoVideos.net. So we had TRC. And then it kind of grew into a community of chasers, so we call it Tornado Raiders Chasers. Where does the Raiders come in? The Raiders comes in because I went to Texas Tech. And that's where I really got started storm chasing, is there, because tornadoes were everywhere in that time, and I really wanted to see it. And I used to drive out there when when something went tornado warned, but I would always miss it. So that led me to learn how to forecast and just learn to get better at chasing. And so yeah, that's what grew into Tornado Raiders. Was the Texas Tech is the Red Raiders. So I was like, what can I do? Something that's associated with tech, and so I said Tornado Raiders. So, and it makes sense, you know, you raid the storm or raid the tornado. So I like it. Computer's still going, surprisingly. See how much battery's left now. 32, so we lost 6%. I think we should give this maybe 30 minutes and we might be done. 30 minutes is much longer than I anticipated. If you refresh this video, it should have been updated. I updated it and it shouldn't be expired. Try it again, Linux. It might, just try to refresh it again. It may not have let me because the stream's active. So, try it again real quick. I tried to do it again. Am I doing drug interdiction? What's that? Like, is that a ministry for... Do I have a recovery ministry? My church doesn't right now. I think that'd be something cool. I think we have something like that in our community, though. Kind of a small church.